Hi, I'm Travis Ryan, and I do vocals for Cattle Decapitation.
I'm Derek Ingeman. I play the bass for Cattle Decapitation.
Awesome. Okay, so you guys have definitely been around in the music scene for a long time. What would you say is, in your opinion, one of the biggest things you guys have learned after playing music together for so many years? And if you wanted, say it in other terms, say like stand the test of time that a lot of bands have to face.
Don't do what the last guy did. Don't fall into some sort of mold that will only be dealt, that could be dealt a blow later. Don't follow the trends. Not because it's not cool to do so or whatever, but if you give a shit about longevity or doing something, your creativity will only be stifled by limiting yourself to any given fucking genre. God damn it.
Okay, so I have to ask you guys, and I know there's some unwritten rule, you can't ask this after a certain amount of time, but where does the band name come from?
The band name? Oh,
yes.
Couple dudes. Haven't been in a band in over a decade. Kind of came up with a name, and it was sort of like an homage to Carcass and bands like that, or that sort of. I think it was we were trying to pick up the torch where Carcass dropped when they kind of just stopped playing music, and now they're back. So I guess we're just gonna have to fuck off. But it's just irony in motion.
For sure. Okay. Irony of what would you?
Well, we've always had a rather the mindset of a vegetarian or vegan type mindset in our lyrics. Still do. Still am, at least me and Josh. Can't say so much for the rest of the guys, but
New member.
we do what we can. We're a weird bunch.
Fair enough. So, what would you say? What does the new album title, Monolith of Humanity? What does the title mean, and where does it come
Monolith
from?
of Inhumanity.
Inhuman.
What does it mean?
Yeah.
It's in the lyrics, actually. I don't want to repeat the lyrics. That would sound really stupid.
No, it's fine.
But no, I'm not gonna do it. The Monolith of Inhumanity refers to it's kind of, you have to read the lyrics and really just go into the album, I think, to understand it.
For sure.
I've answered this question a few times.
Okay.
And a lot of people like to draw correlations between it and 2001: Space Odyssey, which there sort of is, but the monolith represents technology as a whole and how far we've come and where we're heading. You have to look at the album cover, I guess, to understand.
Yeah, I noticed there was I'd read a little bit on it, and it was about kind of how it's a picture of how we're kind of going to be de-evolving and going back to that ape stage form of human. I thought it was
rapidly.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty clever when I looked at it.
It's just it's just the angle that we attack at, I guess.
No, for sure. So, what was the writing and recording process like for Monolith of Inhumanity in comparison to any other album you guys have probably worked on?
Be nice. Be nice.
Well, I mean, I could talk about the one Monolith, but not the previous albums.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about Monolith. Who cares about the rest of it?
Okay. The writing process was pretty intense. Everybody had a strong vision of where they wanted stuff to go, so kind of compromised and threw all our shit together and tried to make just decent song, like good songwriting, more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Not trying to out-shred everybody or out-tech everybody. Just wanted to write good songs, and then, but yeah, it was intense, and we took like a year off from touring and stuff, and we were in the practice room like 4 or 5 times a week, on good weeks. And
Well,
spent a lot of time with these guys, and we got really stressed out and
Yeah,
wanted to kill each
brutal.
other in the studio.
It was brutal. I can't believe we got a record out of that whole deal.
But in the end, we were all pretty pleased with the outcome, and a big part of that has to go to Dave Otero, who produced and recorded us. He is the best, and he really became the fifth member of the band during that recording period. And
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what was it like working with him as the producer?
producing was amazing. He had so many great ideas that we just try out here and there, and
Shot down, or tried to.
just tried to shoot down some water.
Trying to call me Celine Dion.
And but yeah, I mean, I think
I love the guy.
we're
that was a joke.
pretty pleased with the last one, and I imagine we'll be going back with Dave Otero. And yeah, I love working with the guy. His hours suck.
His hours are
And I hope he sees this interview.
Yeah, that's
I'm
kind
not
of
fucking hearing blast beats at 10 a.m., Dave. But fucking whatever has to be done to get the record, you know what I mean?
Except for hearing blast beats at 10 a.m., Dave.
Yeah. Who wants to hear blast beats at 10 a.m.?
Not us.
Dave?
Dave does, I guess.
Maybe Dave. McGraw. That's not it. But overall in all, it was a great experience, and this is a little side note, I watched the entire thing of Twin Peaks while we were recording, and I hear certain riffs, and it brings me back because it was snowing there, and that's pretty
There you go.
nonsense information.
And there was a lot of Skyrim, unfortunately.
Oh.
Whatever, Dave.
Fair enough. So I gotta say, you guys have definitely some of the most interesting out there song names I've ever heard or read.
They're not that bad.
At least from some of the artists on this tour, they definitely caught my attention.
Sure.
A living, breathing piece of defecating meat,
Stolen.
projectile ovulation, forced gender reassignment. Where does the inspiration come from for you guys when you're creating certain song titles?
Actually, that's a good question. Because the thing is the song titles for me at least come first.
Okay.
And then later on I'll work around that. They'll write the music, and then I'll record it and kind of think of oh, this song sounds like forced gender reassignment, or whatever.
Yeah, and you'll assign the title
You know
to
what
it.
I mean? Yeah. It'll just kind of make sense. I'm oh, this would be good for blah blah blah.
Cool.
And so the titles come first, and then I write the lyrics later. That's something I started doing kind of around the start of To Serve Man when we joined Metal Blade.
For sure.
And just kind of started a formula.
Nice.
It took a while to get this stuff ultra formulaic, and I still think we're working towards there. But we're just trying to do what we want to do. It's fun.
Nice. So this is a question, these next two questions I ask to every artist that I interview, because I always get a very wide, different response type of answers. The first question is, what kind of message would you like fans to walk away with after listening to your music?
Oh.
And it can be as deep or as complex or simple as you guys want it to be.
I want them to question everything as much as possible
Okay.
without being a total smug douchebag. You know. What about you, Darren?
Say it's kind of like a, I don't know, without sounding like some Rage Against the Machine activist, would be kind of wake up, kind of notice your surroundings and what's going on.
Cool.
Try to make the world a little better instead of being a piece of shit.
It's the least we could do because we're total hypocrites.
We're total pieces of shit.
We're functioning. We're obviously functioning humans. Speaking out against humans. So it's the point is moot, I guess. But at least there's something. At least we're saying something.
Yeah.
At least we're talking about something. Fuck. So many bands are just what? What does that even mean?
Fair enough.
So at least we got that going for us.
No, well put. So the second question that I ask is, what does music mean to you? In your own opinion.
Music has been everything to me since I can remember. It's the first. It has a lot to do with the first memories. It is the trigger for many mnemonic images and times and feelings throughout life. It'll trigger that in an instant and make you think of so many other things. It does so much for people, I think.
I absolutely agree.
And that goes for everything from death metal to classical, you know,
Yeah.
and everything in between.
Well, Travis, I believe music is just, you know, to me it's just a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's always there. It's like the main focus of my life. It's like I know what I'm here to do. It's to make music, piss people off, whatever. But I don't know, it's like the soundtrack to your life, you know. It's pretty much your legacy. Especially when you record music, it's like that's what you leave. When you fucking get hit by a bus tomorrow, what do you have left, you know? Your fucking musical stamp, your fucking emotions are, I don't know, permanently recorded for everybody to like grow from and shit.
No, for sure. All right, and the last question I've got is, after Summer Slaughter finishes up, what are the future plans for Cattle Decapitation?
Writing.
Nice.
Writing. We already got a bunch of new stuff in the works. So
Good.
looking to really hit it hard and have time to focus on it. If something big pops up, of course we'll cross that bridge. But
Cool.
Yeah, we're trying not to really like give a shit about touring right now. After this, at least, just because, you know, some personal stuff to do, and we really want to kind of strike when the iron's hot and start getting it right, because
Yeah.
we feel this is this last record was our strongest record, so
For sure.
we want to try to capture that magic again as quickly as possible without being too contrived, and that might take some time.
Plus, is tired of playing these songs already.
I know, it's like, dude,
I love them, but let's just get some freshies in there.
we started
you know?
playing this shit before we came out with the album, so it's kind of like,
Well, yeah.
it's only been like a year and a half or so or whatever, but like,
Working on it for like 2.5, 3 years.
yeah, we kind of want to move on, start getting some
Got
more
other
stuff.
ideas to come out, you know.
Yeah, I think we only scratched the surface with this record, which freaked
Totally.
me out.
Well, it just means that big things are on the way for you guys, I'd say.
Should. I hope so. Better be. Fuck, man, I'm getting old.
It's true. Very old.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I was like, do I break the silence? What do I do? Well,
Alright, well, thank you guys.
yeah. Well, thank you guys very much for taking the time to do the interview. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
Thanks for your questions.
Absolutely.